The next tense, it is present perfect. Present perfect, as you know, it is the action which has already finished and we have the result. For example, I have done my homework. It's ready. You may look at it. You mean that it is ready. You have the result of your work, and somebody can look at it. And we have some keywords: already, yet, never, ever, just. For example, I have already written the letter for my granny. I haven't cooked pizza yet. I have never been to Russia. Have you ever tried to prepare the scientific project, for example? Or I have just been there. Я только что был там. And here we have the construction. If it's affirmative sentence, we need I, we use their plural form subject, yes, plus have, and here we need regular and irregular verbs. You know what is it. If it's irregular verb, we should look at the third column. And if it's regular verb, we need to add the ending ed to the verb. For example, let's take the verb write. It's irregular verb. The third column is written. That's why I have written my. I have already written my my composition, maybe. Or if it's regular verb, for example, we have. Let's take the verb cook. To cook. It's regular verb. That's why. We have already cooked pizza. If it's he, she, it and singular form, we should add has and the same verb from the third column or verb with ending ed. If it's negative sentence, we should add not to have and not to has. For example, we haven't or we have not finished our work, or maybe she hasn't come yet. And if it's a question, have, we should put have and has at the first place. For example, have you ever, maybe, and to be, the third column, it is been. Have you ever been to Russia, maybe? And has she already cooked my favorite dish? And some examples. I have already written the control work. He hasn't done his work yet. And have the Smiths ever been to Russia? The next tense, it is past simple. Past simple, as we know, when the action happened in the past. It was in the past. Keywords, for example, last month, last year, last week, and so on, 5 days ago, or yesterday, the day before yesterday, and construction. Here we also need verb, regular and irregular. If we have irregular verb, we need to look at the second column, and if it's regular verb, we need the ending ed. For example, I will use the plural form he, she, it, all subjects, yes, plus verb. For example, let's take the verb to do. To do, it's irregular verb. That's why I did my project yesterday. If it's negative, we should add did not or didn't and plus verb, just verb without second column or without ed. For example, she didn't visit her granny the day before yesterday. And if it's interrogative sentence, we should put did at the first place. Did you read this book yesterday? And some examples. We visited our grandparents yesterday. My sister didn't prepare her project the day before yesterday. And did you eat pizza last weekend? That's all about past simple. And the last tense, it is future simple. Future simple, when the action will happen in the future. Keywords, tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, next week, next month, in 6 days maybe, or in 2 minutes. The construction is not difficult. If we have affirmative sentence, if we have such pronouns as I and we should put shall and plus verb. If we have he, she, it, and other subjects, we should put will and verb. But nowadays we can use will with all subjects, with all words. For example, I shall come to you tomorrow. She will prepare her project the day after tomorrow. For example, if it's negative, we should put not after shall and after will. We shall not do the work tomorrow. She will not come to you next week. And if it's a question, we should put shall and will at the first place, at the beginning of the sentence. For example, shall we eat chocolate tomorrow? Or will she play the piano in 6 hours maybe? And some examples. We shall come to you tomorrow. We will not listen to music in 5 hours. And will Robert watch TV in 1 hour? That's all about future simple and our 5 tenses which we have taken. I hope that it was clear for you. Goodbye.